Hello friends, a very good evening to all of you and welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. In a session which is designed specially for all the aspirants for MHCET Law 2024 examination, and in this session we are going to discuss some very important, most expected questions for Mathematical Aptitude part number 7. So previously we have already discussed a lot of questions in the previous sessions, in the last 6 sessions, wherein we have discussed different questions on different topics, different genres, right? And today we are going to continue with the series that we have started a few months back, and we shall discuss some more important questions from mathematical aptitude. Now, in today's session, I'll be discussing some questions of different level of difficulty. Some of them will be of very low level of difficulty. Some of them will be slightly on a higher level of difficulty, right? So we'll be discussing different types of questions that you may see in your examination. All right. Now, some of them can be as easy as you can answer them in less than 5 seconds, right? Basic questions based on the concept of percentages, and there may be some questions in which you will have to do quite a good amount of rough work to find out the final answer. Okay, so mix of variety of questions will be covered in today's session, and let's quickly start without wasting any time. Let's quickly start solving the questions. Question number 1 will appear on your screen. Please be ready with your pen and a sheet of paper so that you can do the rough work and post your answers in the chat box. We'll be solving these questions one by one. So I'll display the questions one by one on your screen. We'll give you somewhere around half a minute to 1 minute to solve every question, after which we'll be having a detailed discussion on these questions. And this is how we'll keep continuing. Okay, so the first question on your screen now. Now for every question, I'll be discussing some efficient ways of solving the questions. So first question is on time and work. It says A, B and C can do some work in 24, 30 and 40 days respectively. Find the total time taken when all three work together to complete the work. Now this is a question of not more than 30 seconds. Still I'm giving you one complete minute. So 24, 30 and 40 days respectively is the time taken by A, B and C. You will have to find out the total number of days if all three of them will work together. All right, let's solve this. Now, the fastest way is using LCM method. So you can assume the total work, which is the LCM of these three numbers. Okay, so LCM of these three numbers is 120. So assuming that the total amount of work is 120 units, and then finding out 1 day work of each of them. So if A can finish this entire work of 120 units in 24 days, so A's 1 day work will be 120 divided by 24, that is 5 units. So A in 1 day can finish 5 units of work. In the similar manner, B will finish 4 units of work and C will finish 3 units of work. Okay. Now if all three of them will work together, in 1 day together they can finish 5 plus 4 plus 3, that is 12 units of work. Okay, so 12 units of work can be finished in 1 day by three of them. Okay, so to finish 120 units of work, number of days required will be 120 divided by 12, that is 10 days. Okay, so if all three of them will work together, the work will be finished in 10 days. So the correct answer is option B. Right? So this was the first question. Let's quickly move on to the second question. Second question, a vegetable seller wants to sell 22.22 percentage to earn 22.22 percentage profit on a pumpkin after giving a discount of 37.5 percentage. If the mark price of the pumpkin is 176 rupees, then find the cost price. Now, the question will look very easy for you for those students who understand percentage equivalents of fractions. So, if you can convert these percentages to their equivalent fractions, then the question will be very easy. Basically, the calculations will become easy. Yes, anyone? Any answer? Okay. Now let's first of all talk about these percentage equivalents of fractions. These two. Now 22.22 percentage can be written as 2 upon 9. Okay. And 37.5 percentage can be written as 3 upon 8. Okay. Now in the question, mark price is given. So mark price is given as 176 rupees, and there is a discount of 37.5 percentage which is given. Now discount of 37.5 percentage, that means 3 by 8. Okay. So I can say that selling price will be 1 minus 3 by 8 times the mark price, which is 176. Okay. Now 1 minus 3 by 8 is 5 by 8. 5 by 8 times 176 will be the selling price of this article. Okay. Discount 3 by 8 ka given hai. 1 minus 3 by 8 is 5 by 8. So I can say that selling price will be 5 by 8 times the mark price. Okay. अब इसको सिंप्लीफाई कर लो and like 18 8 and 176 will get cancelled, so you will get 22. So 22 into 5 is 110. So selling price comes out to be 110, right? Now, if I'll assume cost price as X, which I have to find out, and applying a profit of 22.22 percentage, which is 2 by 9. So combining these two, I can say that selling price can be written as 1 plus 2 by 9 times the cost price. Okay. So that is 11 upon 9 times the cost price is selling price. Now, since we have to calculate the cost price, so cost price can be written as 9 by 11 of the selling price. Selling price is already calculated as 110 as a substitute. So 9 by 11 times 110 will be equal to 90. So the cost price of this pumpkin will be 90 rupees, and the correct answer is option D. So option D is the correct answer for question number 2. All right. So simple percentage equivalence of fractions has been used, and the calculations, see the calculations, they have become very easy. Okay. All right. So let's move on and look at question number 3. Question number 3 is once again on time and work, but slightly different, slightly difficult. Okay. So look at it very carefully. Again, the same thing at the beginning. A, B, and C can complete the piece of work in 45, 36, and 18 days respectively. Okay. Now they all start the work together, but A leaves the work after 5 days and B leaves the work 4 days before the completion of the work. Find the number of days in which the work gets completed. Again, very simple question, but it is asked in a different way. Okay, and like you just have to proceed step by step to find out the answer. So इस question में भी क्या कर सकते हो, like you can start by assuming the total quantity of work which has to be the LCM of 45, 36 and 18. ठीक है? So the first step is slightly calculative, difficult. You should know how to calculate the LCM of some numbers. Okay? So LCM of 45, 36 and 18 is 180, right? So A's one day work, B's one day work and C's one day work can be calculated. So 80 upon 45 is 4, 80 upon 36 is 5 and 180 upon 18 is 10. So 180 upon 45 is 4, 180 upon 36 is 5 and 180 upon 18 is 10. So 4, 5 and 10 respectively are one day work of A, B and C. Done? Now they all started the work together. Now all of them are working. Okay? But A left the work after 5 days. So that means A worked for 5 days and he left, right? So we'll write 5 days work of A. Now 5-day work of A will be 5 times 1 day work of A. 1 day work of A is 4, so I'll multiply it by 5. Okay? Now B left the work 4 days before the completion of the work. So now I'm going to assume the number of days in which the work will be finished. So the number of days in which work will be finished, let's say this is X days, right? Now A worked for 5 days and he left. B left 4 days before the completion of the work. Now the work is completed in X days and B has left 4 days before that. So the number of days for which B would have worked will be X minus 4. 1 day work of B is 5. So total work done by B will be X minus 4 multiplied by 5, right? Plus, now C did not leave. So C will work for the entire duration. That means X days. 1 day work of C is 10. So X multiplied by 10 will be the total amount of work done by C, right? Now the work gets completed. So this should be equal to the total work which we have assumed at the beginning of the question, which is 180. Now simplify this equation, get the value of X, and this is the same thing that is asked to find out the total number of days in which the work gets completed. So solve karte hain. 5x plus 10x is 15x on the left hand side. 20 and minus 20 will get cancelled. So on the right hand side, 180 will remain. So the value of X comes out to be 180 divided by 15, that is 12. Okay. So 12 days will be required to finish the work and the correct answer should be option C. And yes, option C is the correct answer of this question. All right. Wonderful. Let's move on and look at our next question, question number 4. Now, question number 4 is very simple. You must answer this in less than 15 seconds. How many you have 30 liters of oil. How many 100 ml oil bottles can you fill using this 30 liters of oil? Now 30 liters of oil, if you convert it in milliliters, so it will be 30 multiplied by 1000. 1 liter is 1000 milliliters. Okay, so this is the total quantity of oil that we have. Per bottle, I have 100. All right, so 30,000 divided by 100, we can simplify and it comes out to be 300. So 300 bottles can be filled. The correct answer has to be option B. Okay, very simple, straightforward question. Next question, question number 5. Quickly, like yes, we do find such type of questions based directly on percentages. 50 percentage of any number. 50 percentage of any number is half of that number. Half of 50 is 25. Option C is the correct answer. Okay. Next question, question number 6. Now, question number 6 is slightly tricky. It will require some efforts. So, question says that it is given that x is greater than y and y is greater than z. When 1/3 of the smallest number is added to each of all the three numbers, then the second highest number is double the smallest number. Find the ratio of z and y. So we'll have to find out z is to y. Quickly form the equations and simplify. When 1/3 of the smallest number is added to each of the three numbers, Then there is a relation between the second highest number and the smallest number that is given. And then using that, find the ratio of z and y. So we have three numbers given, x, y, and z, where x is the greatest and z is the smallest. Okay. Now, one third of the smallest number is added to all of them. Now, what is the smallest number? Z is the smallest number. So, z by 3 will be added to all of them. So, x plus z by 3, y plus z by 3, and z plus z by 3. Okay. Now, what happens? The second highest number becomes double the smallest number. So, they are talking about this and this. So, y plus z upon 3 becomes double the smallest number, that is z plus z by 3. Okay, so this is the equation in terms of y and z. We will simplify it and get the answer. So y plus z upon 3 on the left hand side as it is. Z plus z by 3 will become 4z by 3 multiplied by 2, that is 8z by 3 on the right hand side. Now z by 3 from the left hand side will be taken to the right hand side. So y is equal to 7 upon 3z. And then we want z upon y. So we'll do cross multiplication. Y will come on the right hand side in the denominator. And this z upon y will become 3 upon 7. Now be careful what you have to calculate. You have to calculate z upon y or y upon z. You will find both of them in the options. So we want z upon y. That means answer is 3 is to 7. That is option A. Okay. So question number 6, the correct answer is option A. Let's move on to question number 7. Now question number 7, question on time, speed, distance. A man leaves his home and walks at a speed of 5 km per hour, reaching his office 10 minutes late. So if he walks at 5 km per hour, he will be 10 minutes late. Now, if he had walked at a speed of 8 km per hour, he would have reached the office 10 minutes before the time. So in the first case, he was 10 minutes late, and in the second case, he is 10 minutes early. We'll have to find out the distance between his house and his office. So we can start by assuming, let's say, time t in which he reaches his office on time. Okay? Now, in the first case, his speed is 5 km per hour and he is 10 minutes late. So the time that he is taking is 10 minutes more than the normal time taken. Okay? Now, 10 minutes when converted in terms of hours will be 1 by 6. So the time that he is taking is t plus 1 by 6. Okay? So the distance traveled will be equal to speed, which is 5, multiplied by the time taken, which is t plus 1 by 6. Okay. Now in the second scenario, the speed is 8 and the time taken is 10 minutes less than the normal time taken. So it will be t minus 1 by 6. Okay. Now we can equate these two because both of them are equal to the distance traveled, and in both cases he's traveling between his house and his office. Okay. So the distance should be equal. So this is the equation that you will get. Solving this, you can find out the value of t. Okay. So 5t plus 5 by 6 is equal to 8t minus 8 by 6. So I can say that 3t will be equal to 13 upon 6 or t is equal to 13 upon 18, right? So we have got the value of t. Now using this, you can find out the distance. So this value of t that we have calculated here can be substituted in any of these two expressions, this one or that one, to find out the distance between his house and his office. So t का value 13 by 18 put कर देते हैं. So distance is equal to 5 multiplied by t, which is 13 by 18, direct substitute कर देते हैं. So 13 by 18 plus 1 by 6. Okay, so simplify करो. 5 multiplied by it will be 13 plus 3, 16 upon 18. This is 8, this is 9. 8 into 5 is 40 divided by 9 kilometers will be the distance from his home to his office. So the correct answer is 40 upon 9, which is option B. So option B, 40 upon 9 kilometers is the correct answer of question number 7. Moving ahead to our next question, question number 8. Question number 8, a slightly tough question on mensuration. So for this, you should be knowing the volume of cylinder, the volume of what you call a cube, a cuboid, area of a rectangle, area of a circle. All these things should be known. So question says that a rectangular field has dimension of 14 meter cross 15 meter. A circular well of 7 meter radius and 50 meter depth is dug in the field. The mud dug out from the well is spread across the remaining field. Remaining field, this is the key. Okay. By how much would the level of the field will rise? A brilliant question this one is. So I'll give you a few seconds to understand this question to find out the answer. Okay, so let's assume a rectangular field and a circular well is dug. Okay. Now, whatever the quantity of mud comes out, it is well spread across the remaining part of the field. Okay. So by how much the level of the field will rise, right? So basically, we'll first of all calculate the volume of the mud that is dug out. All right. So volume will be, so it's a circular well and it is 50 meter depth. So I can say that the shape of the well will be the shape of a cylinder. So volume of the mud that is dug out can be calculated by using the formula of the volume of cylinder, which is pi r square h, right? The value of pi, 22 upon 7. Radius is 7 meters. So 7 into 7 multiplied by 50, right? So 7 and 7 gets cancelled. So I can say that the volume of the mud that is dug out is 22 into 7 into 50. There is no need to multiply. It might be possible that later on some things will get cancelled out. Okay. So this is the total volume that we have taken out, right? Now this volume of mud, this total quantity of mud has to be spread across the remaining part of the field. Now what is the remaining part of the field? Now originally the field was rectangular and a circular well is dug out. So the remaining part of the field will be only this part that you can see with the pink color, not the white one. Okay, so this will be the remaining part of the field, right? So area of this remaining part of the field will be area of the rectangular field, which is 14 multiplied by 15 minus the area of the circle. Area of the circle is pi r square. So pi, that is 22 upon 7 into 7 into 7. So area of rectangular field minus the area of circular well, okay, will be the area of remaining portion on which you will have to spread this mud. Okay, so let's do the calculation. 15 multiplied by 14 is 210 minus, here 7 will get cancelled. So 22 into 7 is 154. So this remaining part of the area comes out to be 56. Okay. So the height by which the level would rise in the field will be the volume, that is 22 into 7 into 50 divided by the area, which is 56. Okay. So do the calculation. So 7 into 8 is 56. Then 25 and 11 and denominator में 2 बच जाएगा. So 25 into 11 is 275 divided by 2 is the height by which is the level by which the field will rise. Okay, so 275 divided by 2, that is 137.5 meters is the level rise by the field of the field. Okay, so 137.5, that is option C is the correct answer of question number 8. And yes, that is the correct answer. All right. So my dear friends, that is all from my side for the day. I hope you would have learned something new, something like interesting from the session. Okay. We'll see you soon in my next session, in which we'll be discussing some more questions on mathematical aptitude, which are very important from the point of view of the examination. All right. Meanwhile, we are conducting a free live interactive workshop on CLAT 2025. Know how, what, and why. Now, this will be featured on 27th of March at 6 p.m. and Alpa ma'am, who is an English and critical reasoning expert, will be taking this workshop. You can register for this workshop by visiting our application. Understand that this workshop is free of cost and this is an interactive workshop. So if you have any queries, if you have any doubts regarding anything, you can join this session and you can ask your doubts. Also, you can get up to 90% scholarship on our preparation programs, right? So the next scholarship test is being conducted on 31st of March at 11 a.m. Register for this free scholarship test by visiting our application and then write this test to get up to 90% scholarship. Also, kickstart your OLIT preparation also by talking to our counselor. So this feature is available on our application. So download our application from Google Play and click on talk to our counselor to talk and discuss anything and everything related to your preparation. CLAT 2025 UG comprehensive course is available. You can start early and stay ahead by joining this comprehensive program. To enroll, you can call and talk to our counselor at the number which is mentioned at the bottom of the screen. Law 2024 UG test series comprising 25 CLAT, 15 IELTS mocks and 15 OLET mocks, right? And unlimited access to all the mock papers which is designed by exam experts and toppers. So put your OLET preparation to the test using this most affordable test series. You can buy now. Also, you can talk to our counselor by calling at the number which is given at the bottom of the screen. You can also get social with us on all these social media platforms. Thank you very much for attending this session. I hope you would have enjoyed the session. Like and subscribe our channel. Have a nice time. Bye bye.